Okay, hi all. I'm just checking in with you today just to go over a couple of things that can help you with the detox. So, remember, we are doing gluten-free, dairy-free, and we are doing limited amounts of red meat, limited amounts of poultry. We're really sticking with good quality cold water fish like salmon, trout, cod, sardines, those types of things. So keep that in your heavy rotation. Shrimp also are, other seafood are also acceptable. But what I want to go through is a couple of different things that you can use so that you don't have to feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna be in the kitchen all day long. I don't know what to do. So I don't want you to feel that way. There's lots of things you can do where you don't have to be in the kitchen all day long cooking. So let's start out right away. Make the soups your friend. So this is a great way. Remember, we're bumping up our vegetables. So you can get a sweet pea soup. That's one way. You can do the golden cauliflower soup. Lots of different soups. You can even do a nice tomato soup and cashew ginger carrot soup, okay? That's just one of a few. So those are vegetable soups. Those are great breakfast ideas. Those are easy lunch ideas to pair with a salad and a can of sardines or some smoked oysters, or with some leftover fish that you maybe made last night. Now, remember, we're not saying you can't have chicken. We're just saying we're limiting chicken and red meat right now. So you could even do a chicken and wild rice soup. Remember, gluten-free, you don't have to look for gluten-free items. They don't have to say gluten-free. Gluten-free grains are all going to be your rice, your oats, your quinoa, millet, amaranth. All of those are going to be gluten-free. You can totally just find items like that. So something like a chicken and wild rice soup would definitely fit the bill. You can have that if you want a little more heartiness. And all of these soups, I'm not saying you got to go out and buy soups. You can totally make them from scratch. I just want you to know that you don't have to make everything from scratch. And then remember, we're bumping up our fiber content. And we said you're either doing an extra 3 apples each day, or 1 apple, a cup of berries, a cup of beans. This is a great way to pop that in there, something like a spicy black bean and kale soup. So it's done and done. Don't reinvent the wheel. Let's also take a look at some things that you might want to snack on or add to your salad, because we don't want to do the breaded croutons right now, just because those are not going to be gluten-free, or you can find gluten-free croutons. But you might want a little bit of crunch. These are some really tasty ancient grain crackers that I got right there at Wegmans. And they're really tasty. They're made with brown rice and quinoa, sesame, flax, and amaranth seeds. And they are really, really tasty. The nice thing about it is the fiber content is 4%, 1 gram for 15 crackers. Not huge. But the nice thing is the sodium content is really low. It's 3%. Remember, anything under 6% is going to be low. That's what we're looking for. Anything over 20%, we're putting it back on the shelf. It's too high in sodium. So this is a great option. They are real tasty. All right. And then we also found just some rice plain crackers. Now remember, we don't want to go all out. Maybe a line of crackers with lunch. We don't want to eat this whole thing of crackers in one day, because the carbohydrate calories are still going to be important. We're really looking for vegetable calories, okay? And this is nice because it also has, in terms of, it has 2 grams of protein. This is a little higher in sodium. You know, it's 11% for 26 pieces. But if you cut that in half to 13 pieces, which is what this has, it's very similar. So it actually would be around that 5%, 6%, which is, so it's still a little bit higher than this, but it's workable. So try these out. You have the options. Also, these are really yummy ramen noodles. They are made with rice. And I got these from Costco, but they sell them kind of everywhere now. You can order them. But it's ramen, and they're delicious. Gluten-free. So this is a great option to have as an addition. You can put them in bone broth. You can cook them up in any other type of broth that you might have. And then we also talked about those miracle noodles. And here you can see these are some miracle noodles. Got these right at Whole Foods. And it's made, these noodles are made with a konjac root. I'm gonna show you maybe an easier looking one. You can see here, the noodles they're kind of clear. They're in a watery mix to keep them from drying out. And they look kind of like rice noodles. But these are great options. They're gluten-free, high fiber, and the beautiful thing is they don't drive up blood sugar. Remember, our big thing is that we want steady, stable blood sugars that go in nice and slow. We don't want the big spike and then the big fall. The big spike means that we're depositing belly fat and increasing fat. The big fall means we're triggering anxiety. So we really want to make it nice and even. Also, you might want to make for sweets. So all of those are kind of savory. Oh, before I go, the almond flour sun-dried tomato basil. And these are almond flour crackers. Again, these are gluten-free. Remember, we're not trying to eat tons and tons of crackers. You can just add these to salads or maybe a handful as a little midday snack with some of your fruit or maybe with some of the nut butters or even with your delicious avocado. So crackers and avocado is a great little midday snack. All right, so we have that. Those are savory, salty items. So let's go into what can we do for sweet. This is where you're making your snack bag, your nut snack bag. And just a mixture of coconut flakes, cashews, goji berries, anything you like, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and you can see those seeds all in there, almonds, raisins, make sure those are organic. And then you just have this ready so that when you're ready to snack on something sweet, you pull it out and you're ready to go. Now, we cannot forget dark chocolate. Remember, chocolate is actually an herb, so cocoa is an herb. And we want to use it medicinally, and so this is 85% cocoa. Ideally, we're looking for at least 65% cocoa, 70% is really great. So if you're hitting 85, excellent. So this is a great item. Do we want to eat the whole bar in one day? No. If you do that, you're going to take in 560 calories. You need 500 calories to gain 1 pound of weight, okay, per week. So if you do that, you're going to set yourself up. But can you have a strip? Absolutely. And maybe the strip is for the day. You have one piece early in the day, the middle piece later in the day, later in the day. I know some of you are looking at me like, I know she doesn't think I'm only going to eat one little strip of chocolate candy. Correct. And because of that, this is why we couple it with something like this. Let it go a long way. So you have a couple, maybe a piece of that with your nuts and seeds, okay? So you have the fiber, you have the sweet, and so we're working towards that. Another option is if you know you have no self-control with a candy bar, don't buy that. Instead, get the dark chocolate covered cocoa nibs, and what you can do is put them in here and regulate. So you have a couple in here, so every couple of bites, you get that magnesium and that chocolate that really helps you to feel great. So those are some sweet things that you can do. And then lastly, you can use the protein in greens. I love this product. It's made by Paradise Herbs. You can go to www.vitacost.com and order it. But the protein in greens, you can take 2 scoops of this and blend it up into a smoothie. Throw a cup of your berries in there. Done, done, and done. You've met that goal. Remember, we've got to get a cup of berries in each day. Blend that all up with this. You're going to get 18 grams of protein in this alone. 20 grams of protein, which is going to be the equivalent as if you had a chicken leg and a thigh. It's actually 2 legs and a thigh, or the equivalent as if you had 3 large boiled eggs. So that's a good amount of protein that's going to keep your blood sugar stable. But this is going to also act as 1 cup of veggies from a mixture of things, of foods, and it's going to be a high antioxidant content. So I hope this is helpful. Keep up the good work. Stay on track. Every little bit counts. You're doing great. All right, talk to you tomorrow.